Hello everyone, it's Darryl Williams. Thank you for taking the time out to ride with me on the IS 201 story.
What you mean you was the first one?
We was the first ones in there, man. We lived in 28th Street.
That's Odell. We played on these streets before IS 201 was built.
We are miscellaneous. We did not mean to be miscellaneous. Yes, it seemed like winter in America. The truth is there ain't nobody fighting because nobody knows what's the secret. Yes, that's the truth is there. Nobody fighting, nobody knows. Well, ain't nobody knows what to do, what to do. The truth is there ain't nobody fighting because nobody knows what to say.
I oftentimes would wonder if people knew that IS 201 was built out of struggle during the Civil Rights Movement. It's unbelievable for me to see that nowhere on the building facade or on the white walls under the school does any of the historical information appear. Not even a plaque or plate identifying the year that IS 201's building construction was completed. On the other hand, the black bars around the building shows a new design to keep people out. Those bars were expanded outwards towards the street. This is inconsistent with the people and after-school programs that wanted the community to take advantage of the Jazzmobile, Each One Teach One, Malcolm King College, Night Center, self-defense classes, and talent shows, just to name some of the activities that took place in IS 201. I'm sure there are people unfamiliar with the neighborhood with questions about the red brick building, which stands upon 56 14-foot concrete pillars. Little do they know, there are people who attended IS 201 who seem to be just as confused when asked questions they should obviously have the answers to.
Years, man. What are you talking about? 10 years, yo.
I'm talking about, you know, I'm 50. I'll be 59 in a minute. That's what I'm talking about.
By 10 years.
That's what I'm telling you.
Not me with Kev. I'm talking about Kev came behind y'all, and then I came right behind
And I was
Kev.
just telling you that Kev is still like about 9 years behind us. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Homie.
That's why I said, G, that Kev came after y'all did
Yeah,
in the school.
He did come by. He came
You know
after
what
us,
I'm saying?
but he was way
Then
behind.
it's like it just followed up. Like I came right after y'all.
Say like Dalu, right?
Me and Steven.
Say like Dalu. We came by after Dalu, but it's a gap there, a long gap. When we was 10, Dalu was like 18. You know what I'm saying? We 10, he 18. He was in the Navy.
He went to the Navy, yeah.
You know? Yeah, but that's the same thing when we said.
Because we graduated the same year. We were the first graduating class in there. So I remember the class that he's talking about, that they had the prom outside. We had the prom in the lunchroom. Right.
I'm not sure about that, but I remember going to reunions when all the teachers came back and all the students came back in the auditorium and they were speaking like Bertram Brown or who's the principal name over there?
Ronald Evans. Ron Evans.
They was actually talking about the history of the school. You know, they had a lot of the students.
What year was that? That had to have been early.
That was a while. That was a while back. I can't even put a year on it, to be honest.
In the 70s?
No, it had to be in like I would say it was in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then another big thing that happened over there, remember, I don't know if you remember Chuck gave his birthday party there.
No.
That was the first one.
About 65, 60, about 65, 66, 68.
What you mean you was the first one?
We was the first ones in there, man. We lived in 28th Street. Before it even went to school, we was in there playing, man, getting hurt and everything. Remember Dio bust his ass up in there, man. We was on the stage dancing and shit, man.
Many people believe that IS 201 opened in 1968, but that date is incorrect. IS 201 opened in September 1966. After all, there was a lot going on in 1968. On February 19th, 1968, a congressional report was filed with the United States Senate regarding IS 201. Also in 1968, our neighbor, the late great James Baldwin, presided over the memorial service for Malcolm X
Well,
at IS 201.
when he was talking about Mr. Evans being his mentor because he had a child when he was in IS 201.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's crazy.
that blew my mind. I never knew. One of the things that Dalu also mentioned was the fact that they had a different music teacher than we had. Remember, we had Brother Lee as a music teacher, but he talked about Sam Shaw, who was a music teacher, and every music teacher I know that was in that school, they was good. They taught us well.
Yeah.
I knew how to read music. Oh, I learned how to. I think you know that. Remember, I used to check my trumpet out every weekend. Actually, we used to check them out every day. You know, you could check it out every day. And I think I worked in that office. You know, like because we used to have the equipment, the instruments. We used to have the instruments in the instrument room, and I think we all got a day to like work out of the instrument room where people will come and, you know, I'm checking out a clarinet, I'm checking out a bass guitar. I remember people checking out the big bass. I remember that, you know.
Trombones.
Yeah, and the trombones, yeah. I remember Lorenzo out on 131st Street in Lexington Avenue. And he was good. I remember that. Bom, 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 bom. I remember that. You know, when we got to 201, Jazzmobile, they was willing to teach us everything. And then I was just so happy that, you know, we had people that loved us. Those were people who cared about us. You know, it was really a time that is lost, man. A time that is lost.
Every Saturday from noon to 4 p.m., members of the Jazzmobile would invite little boys and girls into the classrooms they practiced in. A salute to Dr. Billy Taylor, Lee Morgan, Paul West, Richard Davis, Jimmy Heath, Billy Mitchell, Freddie Watts, Tootie Heath, Curtis Fuller, Bud Johnson, Ernie Wilkins, Ted Dunbar, Roland Hanna, Joe Newman, and a host of other great jazz musicians who served the community of East Harlem at IS 201.
turn it up. There you go. You turn that one up right there.
Yeah, with a lot of these
boys and
yeah, but one exit was for the boys, the other exit was for the girls. With a lot of you know, a lot of the black educators, security guards nowadays, they don't realize that IS 201 paved the way for them to have these jobs, because that was one of the issues that, you know, that the community was having a problem with, and that was the fact that
nobody had a job. A lot of parents.
right, that was the economic issue that was taking place. That, you know, our neighborhood was poverty stricken at one time. You know, it was poverty stricken. People didn't have jobs. You know, the city seemed like they didn't really care about, you know, people having jobs. They would rather see them on public assistance and the community activists, they argued for that. They argued so that people can go to school, have an opportunity to get a degree. They could use that degree so that they could credentialize themselves and they could become educators. Some of them was paraprofessionals. Remember that term?
Yeah.
We had that term here in IS 201. And a lot of them just didn't have the credentials to become teachers.
But Malcolm King College would offer evening classes for adult learners inside IS 201 so that they can become credentialized.
So, how'd everything go today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Not bad. I can't complain. Close the door, please. Your seatbelt. So, what y'all do today?
Not much. Today in Global, we talked about Confucianism. That when during the Zhou age, all of China was fighting, and families thought that they were the rulers, and they attained the I forgot the term, the mandate of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were two belief systems that were created: Taoism and Confucianism. Taoism believed that we should let nature play out and let things play out and not involve ourselves in things. And Confucianism believes that we should intervene and be positive. And if we do that, everything will be in harmony.
Mm-hmm. So y'all are doing Eastern religions?
Yes.
Okay.
And we've already learned about Islam, Christianity, Hinduism.
So, Christianity you've done already. That's considered...
Abrahamic religion.
Sorry?
It's an Abrahamic religion.
Oh, okay. But do they say that that's a Western religion? Or?
Yes, a Western religion.
Oh, okay. So you're breaking them up into like geographical locations, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the unit is world religions.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's why you were just talking about Taoism and Confucianism.
Mm-hmm.
You did Hinduism already too?
Yes.
Oh. So you guys almost done with the entire Eastern religion.
Yeah. We have a unit test coming up next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I've been studying. Oh,
Right.
yeah. So I haven't done any biology.
That's awesome. So you figuring out how to get that higher?
Yeah. We have a test coming up next Tuesday.
That's cool.
I got 100 in the last quiz I did on that class, so
Which class was that?
it's biology too.
Oh, so yeah, that's good. So the class that you need extra support in is still the math class, or?
I understand things in geometry.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to study them more for the tests and quizzes, because she doesn't base the answers off of "Do you know?" She bases it off of "Can I explain it?" Even in multiple choice questions.
And I think that's, I mean, for me, I think that's a good thing because, you know, we have to be able to explain, you know, what we learn, or even, in order for us to ask a question, we got to at least know what the material is about. If we don't know anything about the material, for example, if we're not reading it, or, you know, if we're not participating in class, you know, little things like that. If we're not doing those things, it puts us at a disadvantage in the classroom. And then, you know, we don't do as good as we could do.
Yo, D, when you gonna send me that video?
My bad, I ain't get to send it to you, man. After I get done speaking with my son tonight, I'm gonna make sure that you get it. Tonight it'll be about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. Right, but my bad.
That's a good one. What's up, big guy? What's going on? It's like a different ball. I know.
Here's my honesty, my work undressed. Legs stretched across piano, traded like cattle, raped like animal, left for dead, suck drive for inspiration, in love with the idea of living long enough to simply write about it, push it out my body and watch my son slowly grow into it. You said you want a poem. Now what you gonna do with it?
IS-201 deserves to be recognized for its place in American history. It's certainly a part of the American experience. Now it's time to bring IS-201's historical value to light, because its history is hiding in the dark.